Hey everybody, it's Coach.
And Mrs. Coach.
This is CoachCastTV, and we have a Buy Me a Coffee request today.
Okay.
And this is from John, if that's your real name. And it says, "Hi again, I'm going to request 2 Sabaton songs as an introduction in case you don't know them. And then the Nana War of Steel song featuring, how do you say that, Joachim? I don't know.
No idea.
Somebody from Sabaton. I think it will work better that way, but if you already know these songs, let me know and I'll think of something else. We do not know these songs because I've never heard anything from Sabaton that I'm aware of.
I don't even know who that is. And
Well,
we only know Nana War because we've done one reaction to them.
Correct. So, John does explain slightly.
Okay.
He says, Sabaton are a power metal band singing songs apparently about war, but really about humanity's ingenuity, courage, and compassion in wartime. Surprisingly, they are the band who make me cry most often. The songs from them are Bismarck and 1916. And it says technically the song finishes about halfway through, but it's worth playing to the end for the historical info. And Tina, how do you say that? Guo's Glorious Cello. I don't know anything about cello players on this channel. And it says, I've upped the number of coffees a little to make up for the increased length. We appreciate that. And then the song from Nana War is Pasadena 1994. So what we're going to do to be able to fit this into our recording schedule and record enough to get us through the time period we really normally record, we're going to do the 2 Sabaton songs today in this video, and then we will come back in a near future video to do the Nana War offering, because we are quickly running out of time today based on other commitments we have, but we wanted to get this one in. So we will do 2 reactions to cover all of this, and we'll try to air them back to back or very close together. But anyway, that's what we've got.
Okay.
So, I have seen people recommend Sabaton Bismarck in the comments.
Sabaton Bismarck. That's...
I don't know what it is, but we're going to find out coming up next. All right, here we go with Bismarck.
Blew up the mighty battle cruiser Hood.
The signal comes by wireless and has spotted the plane's men.
So, did you find the boat?
So this is a song about the ship, I assume.
Well, they had me as soon as they started playing because I like the music.
Really?
I do, yes. I do. And his voice, I was expecting really, like, I guess, growling music out of his voice, but it's really not. I mean, he's got a very pleasing voice.
You know what? For viewers who have been with CoachCastTV since early on, they are probably amazed at the transformation of Mrs. Coach's acceptance of harder music. Because when we first started this channel, you really didn't want anything to do with it.
No, I didn't. And, you know, to be honest, I guess it was just what I had told myself. It's just screaming music. Why would I want to listen to it? But now you can actually feel the presence of the musicians who are actually playing. And honestly speaking, these bands like this one, that music right there, because they're telling something, I think that's why I kind of gravitate to them, because I love The Who. That is one of my favorite bands. I mean, it's the type of music that's kind of out of the norm that I really like.
Interesting. I would also ask our viewers, if you guys don't mind popping in the comments, the Kriegsmarine, what exactly is that? I'm assuming it's like the Navy of a country, but I don't know that exact language and what that means. So if you don't mind putting that in the comments, that'd be great. We got a war movie with this music today.
Well, you know what? But this really portrays what's happening and stuff. You know, when war comes, the winners are not technically winners because both sides lose so much in the battle. So, I mean, figuratively, when people say we won the war, they really didn't, because they've lost so much on both sides. But his voice is just, it's just so just soft with the song.
It's smooth.
Yes.
For something that you would expect it would have a little edge or a little growl to it, but it doesn't. It's just very smooth, which is a little different for this type of music, I think.
He's more on the humbling side of it, you know.
Interesting. You know, the more I thought it, War Knows No Nation. Yeah, true. I'm curious if that the Bismarck was German, right? Is that right?
I have no idea. I don't.
Let us know. I think maybe is Kriegsmarine then the German Navy?
I have no idea.
I don't know. We shall find out when we read the comments. Now this one is called 1916, and it is 7.5 minutes long. But he said the song ended well before that, so we're going to get a history lesson. And we are going to hear some music, and we're going to get a music video, and it's a busy day.
It is a busy day.
Yes.
But you know what? This is fascinating because you get to see other people's views on things. And, you know, I've always considered myself a pretty open-minded person, but honestly, since doing this reaction channel, I have found that it has given me a much wider perspective, and it allows me to understand things better.
Yeah. Here we go with 1916.
Old when I went to the war to fight for a land fit for heroes. God on my side and a gun in my hand, chasing my days down to zero. And I marched and I fought and I bled and I died, and I never really get any older. But I knew at the time that a year in the line was a long enough life for a soldier.
You know, that line about God on their side, first of all, anybody has a right to believe anything they want to believe. I'm not commenting on that. I'm just saying that so many times people are brainwashed into, you know, we're on the right side, it's a holy war. All throughout history, war has been waged, and they've used religion as a tool to just get people to march in and sacrifice themselves.
The thing is why can't people just sit down and settle their disagreements with some common decency instead of, you know, I understand that you have to stand up for your rights, and there are times that you cannot back down, but there is a more effective way to accomplish that than using violence and hatred and all of the negativity that goes along with it.
Yeah, well, man is a very warmongering species, and we'll probably eventually wipe ourselves out one day. Motorhead.
I heard my friend cry, and he sank to his knees, coughing blood as he screamed for his mother. And I fell by his side, and that's how we died, clinging like kids to each other. And I lay in the mud, and the guts and the blood, and I wept as his body grew colder. And I called for my mother, and she never came, though it wasn't my fault, and I wasn't to blame. And the day's not half over, the 10,000 slain, and now there's nobody remembers our name. And that's how it is for a soldier.
Wow. That was
Powerful.
yeah, that was interesting. That, you know, I find it interesting how they write it from the perspective of the people. They're not just a third party
Yeah.
telling the story, but they're first person telling the story about what happened to the people there. That's really interesting. So very powerful art. I think that was Lemmy of Motorhead, the guy that was the lead. I believe he was the lead.
I don't even know who Motorhead is. You're asking the wrong person.
Let us know in the comments. I don't really know them that well, but I know kind of sort of who they are. So anyway, are you ready for a history lesson?
I am ready for a history lesson.
Yeah, that's like a gut punch. That song. I mean, I understand what John's saying about it hitting him emotionally.
Well, the thing is, that statement he said that they're not to blame. When a country goes to war, it's not the citizens, it's the government.
Right.
I mean, they just have to do what they have to do.
Yeah, it's that is correct. It's the governments who make those decisions, but it's the people who give the sacrifice.
Yes.
So, all right, here we go. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That says one man was killed every 4.4 seconds. Wow. That's incredible. Lemmy, yeah, from Motorhead. That's what I thought that photo was that they were carrying. 1 million casualties. Oh, it's based on a Motorhead song. I didn't know that. I actually want to ask our viewers about that. so it said it was based on a Motorhead song. So is this a cover, or is this a whole unique song that was just inspired by the Motorhead song? Please let us know in the comments. I think we're going through credits here. I'm going to let it play so we don't miss anything. But some of the scenes in that video, and I know you don't play computer games, although you've seen me play some, but reminded me of some of the opening campaign in one of the Call of Duty games, I believe it was. And, I know that a lot of people don't like to play video games and stuff, but that's another type of media that can kind of help you see the horror of war and the situations like this. And I found that particular game to be very impactful from that perspective, because you were thrown out there into a situation similar to that, where you had all the bullets and everything flying at you, and then yes, that's a game, but can you imagine that happening to you in real life?
Well, the thing is, I think sometimes people get complacent when a country goes to war. If you're not directly impacted, you don't see the damage. And even though those people get to come home, they're still scarred for life. There's no way they can unsee what they saw.
Yeah.
And it impacts their families, their kids. It's just a trail of tears and sorrow.
Well, some of them come home. Yeah. All of them don't come home, and all of them don't come home complete.
Yes.
They lose, arms, legs, whatever. It's horrible. It's horrific. And, like you said, we ought to be able to figure out a way not to do those things to each other and to ourselves. But we can't, because that's the way man is. So
yeah.
It's
but you can always hope for a better next generation, as they say.
Yeah. Well,
more being able to conflict resolute in a respectful manner.
Yeah. Anyway, these were very, very interesting. I have never heard this group before. I'm confident I've never heard of them before. And so it was very eye-opening. Now, I am interested to see this Nanowar, to see exactly what kind of spin that they put on this. And we'll have that reaction soon. In fact, I think we have time before we stop today. We're going to record it, but as a separate reaction. That way we'll pull in, hopefully, some Sabaton fans from this one, and then the Nanowar fans from the other.
I think the Sabaton, the two videos we just done, were meant to be done by themselves because of the content that was there. Yeah. It is a very eye-opening, a very solemning perspective, and I think it deserved it to be by itself.
Yeah, I agree. And if Nanowar does the funny turn on it like they did on the one we saw before, then that's probably not appropriate for this particular video anyway. So I agree. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us, for watching us discover something totally new to us, and for hearing our thoughts on just the horror that is war. But anyway, we will see you guys next time. So throw a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed.
And ring that bell.
And come back and see us on CoachCastTV.